Hey garden friends, AJ's Green Thumb here. So I'm over here at the cut flower garden and I'm about to do something that makes plant growers cringe, or at least, plant growers who appreciate a productive and vigorous plant. Anyway, all that being said, I'm over here at the cut flower garden and I'm about to go ahead and top off these dahlias, these rescue dahlias. They begin, all of these rescue dahlias, and I call them rescue dahlias because I had most of them planted and voles were chomping away at the roots. And so I had to repot them. So here I am today about to top them off, which means to cut them back drastically and plant them in these raised beds and give them another chance. So here goes. I guess I can give you guys a rundown as I do my work. I was gonna wait till I had everything planted, but the way I've organized or laid out these dahlias is by height. So not so much color scheme, because with dahlias, you got color schemes all across the board. So it'll take me forever to kind of organize or categorize them that way. So I got them by height. Starting back here with a 5 and 6 footer, way in the back. Okay, that's a Spartacus Dahlia, and I'm working my way forward. And you got the Miss Brandy, which is between 3 and 4 feet. Topping off at 4 feet, and then just working my way forward, so you get the idea. This one here is called Bonfire Hapet. This gets to be 4 feet tall, and I've tried to stake it, as you can see, but all I need is 1, 2, 3 nodes from the bottom. So I'll cut some slack on this. I'll go ahead and cut it off I'll top it off at the 4th one. Now that may seem kind of drastic, but the thing to know about dahlias are that they're very resilient and they're very vigorous. So this will shoot back up within the next week after I plant it. So I'm gonna just go down the row here and just do the same thing with all the others. Clearly there's been a little bug activity on these dahlias as well, as you can tell by a little bit of discoloration in the leaves. So the other day I looked at the underside of the leaves. I was able to identify very tiny green flying bugs. I probably squished that one a little too much. You're not able to ID it. But anyway, they're still kind of going through it. So with dahlias, they're very appetizing. They're very tender, juicy, appetizing plants to bugs. So it's gonna be a process where I'm gonna have to treat them regularly, either with some BT or some neem oil. And here goes Miss Brandy. It's to bring her down, way down. Kind of hurts to do that, but when I plant these, I'm going to give them a good feed of biotone. Look at that. These bugs just messed up these leaves. chopping these dahlias down so excessively, it activates their instinct in massive production of flowers and tubers. So although this may look very drastic, it's actually very beneficial, and it's something that you should be doing throughout the growing season of your dahlias. It's a little tall. So what I do is I first place my stake where I would like the plant to be. Okay, right here in the back. So because I have a raised bed and I have chicken wire at the bottom, when I pound a stake in, I gotta really pound it in to make sure it gets through those layers and into the native soil. So I'm gonna go ahead and dig my hole. And the reason why I put the stake in first is so that when I dig the hole, I can situate my dahlia perfectly. I line up the stake with the stem. So I'm gonna scoop all the way from the bottom, okay, the bottom of the tub, and then lift. So here's my hole. I'm gonna go ahead and put some biotone starter fertilizer in there. Lift my tuber with as much soil as possible, keeping in mind that I'd like to align my stem with the stake, well, as aligned as possible, put it like that. Tell you what, 2 tubers came off. Throw a little more biotone in there and just cover that bad boy up. All right, so that's a planted dahlia in a raised bed. Let's go ahead and do another one. So this one here is a dinner plate, and it's called Thomas Edison. Okay, Thomas Edison gets to be 4 feet tall. So I space these dahlias roughly 15 to 18 inches apart. That gives them sufficient room to spread and grow comfortably with sufficient airflow. I have a feeling Thomas Edison will get a little taller than 4 feet. Knock that in. Put my tag right near the stake. Dig my hole. See, this soil is a mixture of 50% topsoil and 50% rich compost. I got from an area nursery called Patuxent Nursery. A lot of southern and Center Maryland people know about Patuxent Nursery. All right. Throw some biotone in there. Let's see what kind of root production we got under here. Nice and healthy. It's not root bound or anything like that. Perfect. Line my stem up with the stake. I may have to kind of tilt this root ball a little bit. There we go. And cover it up. pat it down slightly, and that bad boy is ready to go. Thomas Edison. Morning, garden friends. AJ's Green Thumb here. So we're gonna go ahead and do part 2 of planting up both of these L-shaped raised beds. I already got this first bed planted up. As you can see, all the stakes with the dahlias underneath. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the second bed planted up and watered in. A change of plans as far as, see that metal bed back there? It's a little too deep. I think that's about close to 20 inches, and that's just gonna take too much soil. So I'm gonna go ahead and slam in a 12-foot long 10-inch raised bed, the same height as the 2 L-shaped beds. So I'll go ahead and knock that out. That shouldn't take long. I think it'll be probably 4 feet by 12 feet. So that should look really nice. And it will match the aesthetic I have here with the wooden raised beds. All right, guys.
dry. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you sleep. You don't know I'm looking. With you everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling, I'm just loving this moment. Can we...
All right, garden friends, thank you so much for hanging with me on this video, where essentially I planted up the 2 L-shaped raised beds, which now have my dahlias. But as far as flowers, I've never went through this much effort, I should say. However, when you treasure something such as dahlias, and if you get into flowers and you discover dahlias, I mean, you guys seen the pictures. It's kind of hard to resist them and resist their beauty. So with dahlias, they're very diverse in their flower forms. So it's really hard not to become infatuated with dahlia flowers. So in front of me, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the finished well, I won't say the finished product, but at least the dahlias are planted. So again, thanks for hanging with me, and let me turn this camera around to show you guys the finished product. So here, guys, here's the semi-finished product. I think in this bed, I have roughly 25 or 26 dahlias, all situated based on height. All right, so you're starting with 5-footer back there, which is a Spartacus dahlia. Then you got the Miss Brandy, which is in the 4-foot range. Then you've got Phantom Powder Puff, which is in the 3 to 4 foot range, all the way to Tricolor, which is roughly 1.5 to 2 feet tops. And I won't say that both beds mirror each other in terms of how I've arranged the dahlias, because there's a little diversity there. I've got some Forever Susan lilies right here. So this has been reclaiming space, and we got a serious hailstorm or rainstorm last night, which when I came here this afternoon, these dahlias literally shot up. All right, guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. AJ's Green Thumb.